Starting off the show with a big shout out to Travis MCP. That One Update show has a very special guest this week, May 25th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Tune in, maybe we're getting some big news from Arcade1up this week. Always exciting when we get news from Arcade1up. You never know what this One Update show is going to be about. They got a very special guest. I don't know who that is, but tune in to find out. Maybe we're getting some news, maybe another cab, some info on what could be released down the road. We've seen some sales. Simpsons kept coming up at $2.99 the last couple of weeks. Some of these 18-hour sales at Best Buy, Arcade1up Direct. I know a lot of people scored on that KI sale. Some people missed out, but don't worry. There will be more sales on that, probably in that $2.99 price range. Stores like Best Buy, Walmart, Target. We're gonna check out some stores today, see what's out there, collectibles, Arcade1up's. I got a speculation here on what that 80s cabinet's gonna be. We'll get into that in a little bit. And an update for the 1K giveaway from To Die For, the Killer Instinct Arcade1up cab with the stool. We have crossed another threshold this week. We're over 700 subs. We have less than 300 to go for this giveaway. I'll keep everybody in the loop every weekend as we get closer to 1,000. Another great day in Wisconsin. Sun is out. Just started the intro right here. And a big shout out to Mr. Fox. We're on the hunt for Arcade1up and collectibles today. Next stop, Target. Just noticed this in front of the Hallmark store. This welcome sign, Peanuts, might be a purchase for the front door. I'll have to talk Kelly into this one. And decided to run inside a Hallmark just to see if there was anything new. I found some Indiana Jones merch and some Star Wars. And speaking of Star Wars, the Galactic Cruiser, the resort right off of Hollywood Studios, is closing at the end of September at Walt Disney World. Something to check out if you haven't been there yet. Stopping off at the Guardians of the Galaxy display over here. There's a new toy I didn't see last week. Rocket Raccoon Galactic 2-in-1 spaceship. Looks like the figure's included. Shot of the back side here. There's another close-up of Rocket Raccoon. Looks like it's $34.99. And right down around the corner here, they have some Funko soda figure cans here. So it looks like there's a figure inside of here. Some Doctor Strange. Just noticed this Riddler in the clearance area here, and he looks identical to Nicolas Cage. Target does still have that sale going on the Masters of the Universe for $12.59. There's some new Indiana Jones toys here. A couple new Turtles. Looks like they got it. Some more in here. Looks like Michelangelo, Leonardo. 2 of each. And I just saw for $11.99 a couple more Turtles here. We have Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, and Michelangelo. You can get all 4 of them at Target. Target does have some more of those DC figures left of the Flash movie. A couple different Batwings, the Bat Cycle. See the Flash right here. And some of those Marvel action figures. And 2 Ghost Riders left. So I went ahead and did grab that Raphael figure. I didn't grab him last week when we saw him at Walmart. This makes all 4 Turtles. I couldn't leave this one behind today. So yesterday I watched a YouTube video, it was about 48 minutes long, of 2 YouTubers that went to a GameStop in every state. I was hoping I'd see this one. Right off of I-94 West is a roadside attraction, the Concord General Store. You see a horse over here. We'll check this out in a second here. But they also have a petting zoo. You can see right behind me is a teepee at the entrance to that petting zoo. Can't recall if I've ever stood in front of a teepee before other than being at the museum. Just stepping inside of here. The Concord Zoo. My mom did tell me, she goes, we'll stop at that general store. And they do have this petting zoo here, and I've never noticed this before. can see some chickens over here. Hey buddy, how you doing? Hey. Just hanging out? Pretty nice day out. Hey. Chewing on some grass? Says, hey, don't forget about me. Everyone's focused on the animals. At the end of the trail is a donkey just grazing on some hay. And just a general layout of this petting zoo. You're greeted by this horse outside the general store, and it is frowned upon to actually sit on the horse. Stopping inside for a coffee, we have two choices here. We have the Milwaukee Rockstar or the House Blend. Milwaukee Rockstar is a dark roast. I think I'm gonna go for the House Blend medium roast. Just a look inside of the general store. If this isn't nostalgia right here, I don't know what is. And I was just informed by this gentleman not to forget the badger, the official animal of the state of Wisconsin. Final look of the entrance to that petting zoo and the teepee, and just a general vicinity of where we're actually at here. If you see Madison right here where my thumb is, Milwaukee's on the far right about where this 94 logo is. That's exactly where we're sitting at the general store. And just down the road from the Concord General Store, city of Jefferson, where I did spend some time in the late 80s, early 90s. And right next to that water tower is the Super Walmart in the area. And we'll see what Arcade1ups, if any, are here, any collectibles. Find out what we come across here. At the electronics department at Walmart, standing in front of the Nintendo area, they do have the new Zelda game for $69. Just did a quick search up and down all the aisles, not seeing any Arcade1ups here. Thought this would be a good Walmart to check out because we are kind of in the middle of nowhere, the country. You never know. You could stumble across a few cabinets, but nothing over here in the electronics. They do have this nice cutout of Zelda from the Tears of Kingdom right in front of their electronics area. And while we're at Walmart, taking a look at their sale of the Street Fighter II Turbo Shinku Hadouken. $379. This is one of the best beat 'em up cabinets. I know it's not $299, but $379, $80 more. This is worth checking out if you have not picked up this cabinet, if you have a spot for it. Awesome arcade. A cabinet that is $299 is the Namco Legacy Dig Dug. I know some have gotten this for $199, but $299 is still a great pickup if you want this artwork in your arcade. I'm right down from the electronic aisle. We just came down, finding some more Ninja Turtles here in the action figure area. Just the nostalgia here reminds me that we're back in 1989. Of a Foot Clan. I have not seen a Foot Clan yet in store. Everything is $9.97 here. They do have a Donatello. Oh, Baxter. Now he's a tough guy to do in Turtles in Time. Crane, tough boss, because he's flying around on you. And here's Shredder with that suspicious look. We saw Shredder at Target a few weeks ago, and he just looks like we caught him doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing. Look at those eyes. Also pizza throwing turtles. You got a Leonardo, you got a Raphael. And just like last week, we do have the superpowers. Now, I did call them the Kenner toy line last week. In correction, they are the McFarlane toys. But these are the Kenner molds. Like this was all Kenner in the 80s. My mistake on that one. We do have John Stewart's Green Lantern here. Plenty of them. Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, who's also here in the front. I'm not seeing a Batman or Superman, and I'm just guessing that, you know, going back to those in 1984, 86, it's gonna be hard coming across Batman and Superman. They do have Nightwing, plenty of Wonder Woman, and then the Batwing, the Supermobile, which I said last week, check out this Robin. I said last week, you should have one of these figures that come with here for $29.97. Especially look at the size difference with the Supermobile to the Batwing. They're both marked the same cost. You really need a figure, and there you can see is Superman just chilling in his ride there, that you can clearly fit one of these McFarlane action figures inside of here. Plus there's a spot to put the baddies. And then with the Batwing, you can see there he is. Plenty of room, obviously. It's a shame they're not including that figure, because as you can see, and I know these are probably probably been out for a couple of months, right? I'm finding about this late, but Superman and Batman are gonna be hard to find. A Batman Flash movie, which Flashpoint, this is all I'm seeing right here is just this. There's nothing else. There's no other any vehicles. I don't see the Batwing anymore. So it just, again, it just depends, you know, what store you're going to, because you're gonna find different stuff in every one of them. But we do have the Dark Flash. You have Ezra Miller's Flash here. Here's Michael Keaton Batman. And looking for that Yun, there he is. The Yun Barry Allen here in that bat suit. I did notice some other Transformers here. I've not seen him sweep a Decepticon from that 86 movie. It's that logo for the Transformers 86 for $34.97. And right to the right of him is a different render here of Starscream. We've seen this one before for $55 for $33.97. Different style of Starscream here, kind of the more of the classic original look. So like if we're going back in the 80s and we're gonna pick up Starscream, this is exactly how he would look. I do have a Christmas ornament identical to this that I got from Hallmark. Well, there was no Arcade1ups at this Walmart. Now, it wasn't showing up online, but neither were all of the ones that we saw last week's episode. So, you know, you gotta just check out the stores and find out if we do see anything, come across any. But in the boonies, as I'm gonna call it, no Arcade1ups. And right at the corner of Layton and South 76th Street, Cops Frozen Jumbo Hamburgers. Right across the street from Red Lobster and Bob's Discount Furniture. We are at a Best Buy we have not hit yet, and there should be plenty of Arcade1ups here. You can see right to the right here, Crab du Jour used to be a TGI Fridays. You can just see the renders of what once used to be. Trying to get a shot in the shade here. The sun is just like right here. It's just like gonna blind us here. But we have Best Buy right behind us. Let's check out some Arcade1ups. Plus, we'll get into that 80s title that I've been predicting and talk about other 80s releases on why I think they're gonna push them out for a little bit. Best Buy is remodeling. And the general layout of the store, we have the tarps going on over here. They are remodeling. Just a size comparison of other Best Buys we've recently been to. And it took some time, but we found some Mortal Kombat 2 deluxe cabinets here. There is that kiosk, and there's no power here on the kiosk monitor or the Pac-Mania. I wonder if there's no power over here, just working with the construction, just shuffling things around in the store. Here's our ticket system, and it's just what we've seen at a couple recent Best Buy locations, where basically the only cabinet with a riser is the T2 the Shack Jam T2 showing up on here. With NFL Blitz, I just don't see these sticking around here much longer. Best Buy is targeting that deluxe form factor and those infinity tables. And just to the right over here, we do have that NFL Blitz and 2 Shack Jams. We're back at that $6.99 price. This is what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks. Now just talking sales, back on the iArcade here, the Retro Mania Wrestling is still at $2.99. Now it does say until Sunday, as of recording of this, Sunday, May 21st. The sale might end today, or this is a continuation. Originally, it was supposed to end the 7th, which was a Sunday. So anyone without an iArcade, if you haven't picked this up yet, this is the only cabinet available besides Best Buy selling it for $5.99, $2.99 plus shipping. And while we're at Best Buy, we'll speculate here on what 80's cab they're gonna release this year. They told us they'd give us an 80's cab. I have a list of 80's cabs that everyone wants. I just don't see them releasing this just yet. There's gonna be a little bit of time until we see some of those cabinets that we're all asking for. This Best Buy does carry the Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom also. You can see some packs here of the games for $69.99. Now just to note that Walmart did have this for 99 cents cheaper. A little bit of artwork of the game here. And from the eShop. As of May 21st, the only Fast and Furious we're finding at Best Buy are still these right here. We haven't seen any Arcade1ups just yet. Just on the other side of that Pac Mania, they do have some collectibles here. We have seen this Power Ranger, Dragon Zord. It's the only one they have here. We've seen as many as 5 or 6 at other Best Buys. They also have the Mountain Ice Lion-O. Looks like 2 of them. Only seen 1 at stores, but 2 figures here. They are at the $55 range, and for the $85 range, we do have that Transformer, which I keep calling out that grid, that 80's artwork here. And it's just packaging like this that just catches my eye, that nostalgia, just like the Thundercats logo, as I called out last week. All right, look who I ran into. We got the Cornercade here, and we were just talking new releases, and we're all about the 80's titles here. Arcade1up promised us an 80's title this year. My guess is Double Dragon. What do you think it's gonna be?
I'm hoping for Smash TV, Robotron mix, but the Double Dragon, that's a good one just because it just came off of the iArcade store, and I think Arcade1up might have swooped in and got that for a title, because we've seen that in, what was the Miami, Florida location.
Yes.
So
and we'll show some pictures of that in a second, but why did you have to put the art on that cabinet if you had the iArcade? There are all these deals made, and we saw that picture about a year ago, and maybe that's why we haven't seen that, and it looked like it was a Killer Instinct cabinet that Double Dragon 2 artwork was on. So we'll see. Just wanted to give a shout out to the Cornercade. Subscribe to his channel. He's got one of the best arcades out there.
Thanks, Phil.
So here's where I'm getting Double Dragon 2 from. Remember the Miami location. They showed images here when we saw our first look of KI Pro. Everything we've seen from the Miami location has come. The Dragon's Lair, the KI Pro. And if you look at Double Dragon 2, that is a Killer Instinct cabinet. Might actually have a Final Fight bezel on there, but I'm convinced that Double Dragon 2, which is 1988, Double Dragon 1 is 1987, is our 80's cab. And just one final picture here. When Chris Carter was being interviewed for NFL Blitz, you can see Double Dragon 2 is right there. That prototype does exist. Every other cabinet we see on that side, look at Pac-Mania. I mean, it's right here. We are gonna see Double Dragon 2 as our 80's cab. iArcade losing the license, and they had Double Dragon 1 as their art. Arcade1up has Double Dragon 2. This is why we didn't see this a year ago. They were waiting for iArcade for that license to end. This is that 80s cab that D-Mac had promised us. Now, there's a reason why we're not going to see other 80s cabs released. I'm looking at Arcade1up as a business that needs to be around for at least 5 more years. And how did they do that? They re-release cabinets we've already had, they give them different form factors, and they save these 80s titles like Pole Position, Robotron, for down the road. Double Dragon is 1987. Double Dragon 2 is 1988. It's an 80s cabinet. They promised us an 80s cab. They also said an XL, whether that big buck hunter is a deluxe or an XL, they might have just like gave us everything. iArcade breaking the news of saying, hey, you know, we're working on the license. You know, we'll keep everybody posted. And then it came to my mind here that, remember those pictures we saw from the Miami location? That could be our 80s cab. No, not a lot of people are completely thrilled about that, but it would look really good in your arcade room. We saw a lot of sales this last week. Simpsons has shown up a couple different times now at $2.99. The Retro Mania iArcade is at $2.99 plus shipping. And Wayfair has Joust, I forgot the name there, for $2.79 right now, plus free shipping. And I know the TN monitor, if you can get past that, that is a great looking cabinet. Also, Shinku Hadouken on Walmart is $3.79. You know, anything you can get, something like that, 14 games, online, 2-player, it's a phenomenal cabinet, it's a phenomenal games list. Something like that under $400, it's a buy. If you haven't picked up Street Fighter 2 Turbo, check that out at Walmart. And we'll continue to monitor sales. We'll see what we get this coming up week. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.